Now, if say you have misclassified employees, the IRS comes by and say, no, it should be employees, okay, not contractors. They will go back and assess you the past payroll taxes that you should have paid for them, the employee portion and the employer's portion, plus interest and penalties. Okay. For companies will be forced out of business because they got in trouble with this. Now, if a company is not able to pay the tax, let's say a business goes let's say a company goes out of business, okay, this ruins them. What's called the responsible person in the company that pays the payroll will be held personally responsible for the tax, for the employee portion of the tax. That's called the trust fund penalty. Even the bookkeeper could be held responsible. Okay, and who signs the tax return, and who signs the payroll tax, who signs the payroll checks, can be held personally responsible. However, you have to, there are ways around that, but that's the default in the IRS. There's a case where a corporate board member, she was fined personally $100,000 worth of trust fund penalties because the company went out of business and they did not pay the tax. So what the IRS did, they went to each individual board member, each individual officer, and assessed each one of them $100,000 in trust fund penalties. Okay, this person has had no say over the running of the company. The person did not control the checking accounts. But because she was a board member, the IRS tried to assess her. She had to go to court to prove that she was not a responsible person. Okay. The problem, though, is that to go to court, other than for bankruptcy, you have to pay all the taxes and penalties before you're able to go to court. So when you go to court, you sue for a refund. Okay. So the bottom line here is that if you have any problems with the classification of employees, be very careful on that. You have the MC you can take advantage of right now. Okay, take advantage of it. Because in the future, if you are not careful on that, you will be hurt. Okay. Another area where I see companies get in trouble are cash-strapped companies who try to save money because, to pay payroll. So if they don't pay the payroll taxes, so they can meet payroll, so they can stay in business. Okay. Again, like what the mentioned before, if we do that, if you have unpaid payroll taxes over a period of time, say 4 quarters, the IRS can force you out of business and close you down. Then you will make each individual officer or bookkeeper personally responsible for the tax. Okay. And the only way you can get rid of the tax after that is either pay it off or do an offer compromise. Some taxes you can discharge bankruptcy if they're 3 years or more, but not payroll taxes. So if you are cash strapped and you really have a hard time making the payroll tax payment, my advice would be is to pay the trust fund, the employee portion of the tax. You don't have to pay the entire tax. Don't pay if you really cannot afford to pay anything. You could not pay the employer portion of the tax. Okay, but if you file your quarterly payroll tax returns, send a check on there. In front of the check say trust fund tax for the quarter involved, and write the same thing on the back of the check. And the IRS is required to apply that money only to the trust fund. So that way, if you have some problems going in the future, the company closes down whatsoever, they cannot come personally to the officers of the corporation. Okay. Another area that I see some issues with companies they get in trouble with, and even large companies. I deal a lot with sales use tax. And I had a major client, entertainment company in New York. and they had a major audit, okay. Because you are in California, if you sell merchandise to other states, if you don't have a physical office in those other states, it does not preclude you from collecting sales tax in other states. Okay, it's called nexus. A lot of small business owners aren't aware of this, and there are some business owners that have been forced out of business. The case in Seattle, where a company did not have a physical office in the neighboring state. They chose not to collect sales tax. Okay, and it was a 100-year-old family-run business. Okay, profitable, but they were assessed $10 million in back sales tax, forced them out of business. Okay, the classification of determining if you have business presence in a state is not geared only if you have physical office. Do you have advertising, print advertising in another state? Do you have a representative in another state? That can give you business presence in a state. I'll give you an example. If I sell baskets here in California, in LA, okay, I sell over the internet. I have no presence, I don't have no office or nothing. You know, so people do Google my baskets, buy my baskets over the internet, fine. I don't worry about collecting sales tax in all the states. But if I have a print advertisement, let's say in New York, okay, I now have business presence in New York, and I'm required to collect sales tax from any New York resident who buys my baskets. Okay.
Does that include advertising in the national magazine?
Exactly. Okay. Or let's say I don't have any print advertising. Let's say I have a warranty on my baskets. Well, I say that if my basket breaks within a year, you take it to someone to get it fixed or reverse it. Okay. If the customer can choose any business they want to go to have the basket fixed, they have no problems. But if you give them a list of businesses in their area where you can go to because you have a contract with a business, you now have business presence in that state. You have to collect sales tax. Okay. You have to worry about the sales tax law in that state as well. Okay, California doesn't levy sales tax on services yet. New York levies sales tax on services, rents, whole slew of stuff. Okay, so if you're a company that has sales in other states, you've got to also consider their sales tax rules and understand do you really have business presence there. The only way to get around having business presence in a state is if you have no advertising in that state, no representatives in that state, okay, just purely people Googling your product, you get that product, and saying we can sell it that way. That's the only way. Okay. New York and these other states are getting very aggressive going out of the state to do enforcement action to collect the tax. So because you don't have any assets in that state, they will come out of the state after you and get a judgment in your state for collection of the tax. Now, there's been a lot of discussion, is that constitutional? Can a state constitutionally go across the borders for collection activities? Okay. I met a number of attorneys who are biting the bullet to find the right case to have a constitutional challenge on that. Okay. Right now they're doing it. State collection officials do break the law many times to collect tax. Now that with California. Okay. You have to stand up to them, get in their face, get them to stop. Okay. But nothing I would be concerned of is the sales use tax issue.